Hi everyone. Sorry, it's been like a rough day. My poor daughter has the flu, and I'm just getting in from bringing her to the doctors and picking up a few things for her. So, storytelling. It's interesting because I've been listening to this audiobook in the car by Marie Forleo, and it's called Everything is Figure Outable. And she talks, it's kind of funny because the chapter I was on kind of coincided with this week, that she talks about that you have a story to tell, and you may listen to something and you may think your story's not valid or whatever, but you may say that one thing that someone out there needs to hear that makes a difference in their life. So you should share your stories. So that being said, I've been working on two things. Not only for my project, I've been trying to figure out how to piece my husband in with myself. I've also been working for, it's called Toastmasters, and I have to put together an icebreaker speech. So you pretty much have to cram in your life in 4 to 6 minutes. So I'm trying to kind of couple that with what I'm working with, the project for this. So it's not perfect by any means, but I will give it a go. So, and you can let me know what you think. It began the youngest of six. They had them, my parents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all in a row. Then 7 years later, me. It started in a loud, rambunctious household, chaotic siblings, a mother who had a difficult past, but she never shared it, but we knew. A father who was so quiet I wondered if he knew I was even there. Yes, that picture-perfect family on the wall in the hallway. Mom, where am I in the picture? A simple, you weren't born yet. My siblings began to leave one by one, and perhaps it grew too quiet for my parents. What a noble thing to do, right? Take in foster children. But my parents did not realize they took more than space in my house. They took my young innocence, my purity, grammar school, slut, middle school, whore. By the time I got to high school, I felt like a bruised, discarded piece of produce. I could still be good, if only I could find someone to cut out the bruised, mushy sections. Please, God, if you're there, make things different for me, is what went through my mind at that time. Academics, sports, drama, newspaper, yes, this is a new life. Does your number come with that, with all those M&Ms? A boy asked me when he brought the whole box. Perhaps getting my Letterman jacket won't be that difficult. I shied away at first with those blue eyes. Those blue eyes. Slow start, but adventures bounded for the next few years. Skiing, hiking, rollerblading, track meets, bodyboarding, summers at the beach. Perfect sporty couple that we were. In my thoughts at that time, he loves me, I love him. And I wondered if the darkness inside me would be too much for him to bear. Little did I know he had his own darkness. People complained we were too young to be so serious, and we listened to them way too much. We broke up too many times just to be played by others or left home alone thinking about each other. Screw them all. Let's make our life together. It was difficult choices. By 1998, I had gone through 3 colleges, but still no degree. But I had a wedding, and I had a baby on the way. And then we moved to Connecticut. Darkness, please don't follow me here. I remember thinking that. More years followed, and so did more babies. By 2003, there were 4 babies in total. Happy babies. I was a happy mom. Years of diapers, first walks, first words, Barneys, wiggles, finger paint, and lullabies. So many story times. I filled their heads with dreams. I filled my heads with dreams. The money got tight, and my husband and I wondered how we would keep this house that we were living in. And Blue Eyes, he worked himself ragged. But he wanted me to be there for our children. He thought I was a good mom, and he wanted them to have the best. But I came up with a solution, and it would also make me the cool wife, too. I'd be a wholesome mom by day and a toy salesman by night. Yes, those kind of toys. You know, the company suggests that you try out these products. Well, it's a little porn and a strip club visit every once in a while. Besides, I did let myself go a little bit. How else was I going to keep Blue Eyes happy? And I'm empowering women, right? I tried to convince myself that. But then I felt that darkness had found me once again. I'm not comfortable with this anymore, I proclaimed one day in tears, and I began to search for a light. I thought Blue Eyes followed me. Well, I guess he mostly did. And we both thought that we must protect our children. So we sold it all, and we moved into the middle of nowhere. A little farm, let's homeschool, no technology, little house on the prairie, books, prayers at night, Sundays in church. I wanted to stay there as long as I could. I wanted to protect them. I wanted to protect me. We all seemed so happy, just like that family photo in the hallway. A person at church suggested that pro-life people should be willing to take in and adopt. I'm pro-life, right? Perhaps I should walk the talk. He was with us 6 months, and I began to see signs that I needed to watch him like a hawk. And that wasn't fair to him, and it wasn't fair to my children, and it wasn't fair to me. Sorry, nobility. Blue Eyes became very unhappy there. Bye, Pennsylvania. Back to Connecticut we go. But this time was a better job, better pay, and I could still get a farm in Connecticut. And we did. Goats, chickens, a soap business even. We had some happy times. But I was sad a lot, and Blue Eyes seemed kind of removed. He traveled so far to work each day, and he had to go on so many trips. The farm dream is not what I thought. I thought Blue Eyes would be there more, but we tried. My children grew up too fast. They started first jobs, college classes, driving. They gained their own freedom, and I began to wonder what my role was anymore. The time had come for me to go back to work, go back to school, lose that weight. Whose life was I living anyway? I wanted to really find the light this time, and I began to learn so many things, and I began to do so many things out of desire, not fear this time. And the interesting thing about changing is when we change ourselves, it begins to change those around us. As I was gaining confidence, empowerment, strength, and boldness, Blue Eyes was unraveling inside, and he began to realize that if I found the darkness that he had been hiding, I may leave. I would not need him anymore for money. I was making my own, and I was beginning to excel. And as he unraveled, it made his problem worse. And then came the day that his pornography addiction got him fired from his job. But I had been researching, and I had been praying, and I had been hoping something would change. And that is what it took. Sometimes it bothers me that it took him losing his job instead of that he could have stopped just for me. But it doesn't matter. It was funny that I subconsciously knew, but kind of didn't know. And so I was shocked, and I was sad, and I was angry. Why did you let it get this bad? Why didn't you try to get help? Why? I almost felt again like that bruised, discarded produce feeling coming back. But this time it was different. I was different. I was educated. I had researched this. This was not about me, and there was help. Pornography addiction may be debatable, but it was real for me and Blue Eyes. and there are resources if you want to remove it from your life. Over the years, I tried to play the role of the woman I saw to please others, not myself. My husband has been in recovery now for over a year. We have been to separate counselors and a marriage therapist, and we are continuing to heal. Now that we are truly in the light, we are more open and we're more intimate with each other. And now we want to share the message that it is okay to not be okay with pornography. And we want to help people find the resources they need to heal too. Thanks for listening.